Maso's wrap-up show, NFL playoffs this past weekend. Saso, your boy Mizzo here. What's going on, baby? How you doing?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Just
Right.
top billing right now. Trying to see myself right quick. I'm kind of gleaming. Let me see.
Okay.
Can I see myself? Nope, I can't see myself right there. Yeah, I'm a gleam. I'm gleaming just like that.
You gonna have to be golded, man, for this. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So this weekend's game that just passed. You know, we had Kansas City over Jacksonville.
Yeah.
We had Cincinnati. Go in order. Philadelphia Eagles demolished the Giants. Bengals handled the Bills. That was a disappointing game. We thought the Bills were gonna come out a lot better than what they did. And then obviously the Cowboys, 49ers, defensive struggle. Dak didn't live up to it. Once again, Cowboys fans are going home sad, crying. They sitting with us now. And what's your takeaway? Yeah. What was your takeaway? What was your takeaway from this week's game, bro? Weekend's game.
Well, the Giants game, couldn't say it better, man. They wet the bed, man. I didn't even think they was gonna go to Veterans Stadium or Lincoln Field, whatever it is.
You had the Giants too. You had the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, you know what I'm saying, you beat us twice in the regular season. Actually, that's high, but you beat us twice in the regular season. You know, you go in the playoffs, and I know the Giants of the old, when they go to the playoffs, they make that run. You know what I'm saying? So, but for you to go to Philadelphia and poop the bed the way y'all did,
yeah, man. That 7, man. That 7 looked real good. It looked real good, but it ain't no more.
And by the way, them officials that officiated them Commanders game, all their money off them paychecks should be docked. All of it. Every last zero off them 2 paychecks should be docked. I just want to say that.
Why you say that? Why you say
they robbed us. They robbed us. The second one, you gave the man a Christmas gift. When, you know what I'm saying, you know that was a pass interference in the end zone. That was a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
And look, you know, them zeros need to be deducted off your paycheck. The Giants didn't even come through in the playoffs. Hey, look, if we was there, we would have gave Philadelphia some gold. I know we would have. We ain't gonna lose by no 28 points in the playoffs, probably about 7 or 3, but not by no 28.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Eagles, they smashed it the first time we played them, and they came out home. They came to FedEx Field to put the beats on them, and then obviously see what happened that Monday night game. We kind of ran the ball control, and got a couple plays where we took advantage of some plays. Some refs missed the pass interference on the Commanders on Dallas Goedert too. So I mean, I don't know. Eagles were a little machine.
Watch this.
Would have put up a better showing. I can't say we would have put up a better showing than the Giants.
Watch this. Can't you imagine if the Commanders would have made the playoffs with Sam Howell, the way they demolished Dallas, and you play Philadelphia in Veterans Stadium, mind you, how they can beat Philadelphia on Monday night, right?
Yeah, I'm just.
Look, you have Sam Howell, who's a 5th round pick, who I arguably, other than cost of wins, because I had the jersey, but he's supposed to have been the quarterback because you have Purdy right now, who's in the NFC Championship, right? So why not? Have Sam Howell being the quarterback?
Yeah, listen, the Commanders got some weapons, but their defense isn't as good as the 49ers defense. The 49ers defense is really, really good too. That's the thing, you know what I mean? That's what basically won them the game. Purdy didn't do nothing to mess it up, but that's what won them the game. You know what I mean? We'll get to that though, but obviously, yeah, I get what you're trying to say. The Giants put up a bad showing. I would like to think that the Commanders would have did better, but I don't know. Eagles look real good right now. Jalen Hurts basically told everybody, look, I know I had a bum shoulder. Y'all was questioning us. Y'all started to really think a little something and drinking that Kool-Aid because the Giants' second unit, basically, their backups played the Eagles close. Nah, they put that to bed.
You said the
First couple
defense
drives,
of
it was
the
over.
Commanders is not that good, right?
I'm not saying they're not that good. I don't think it would have been much closer is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm just keeping it real. That's all. I'm being real about it. You gotta be real.
Didn't Dallas beat Philadelphia the week before?
A couple weeks before, yeah, they did. Without Jalen Hurts, though. That's Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts is two different quarterbacks.
Hey, look.
You know what I mean?
I don't care who the quarterback is. Look, when you the backup, when your name is called, you know what I'm saying, you gotta deliver.
Get it done.
You have to deliver. You know what I'm saying? Like Tom Brady took over for Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying?
Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe, thank you. Drew Bledsoe went to the Super Bowl. What I'm trying to say, that's no excuse, but I think we would have handled Jalen Hurts better if we would have played them on this time around and gave them a better show than the Giants. Because that showing the Giants has showed what's a debacle.
Yeah. Their weapon. I mean, again, with no weapons. I mean, again, I'm not gonna say no weapons because he looked pretty good against Minnesota, even though Minnesota's defense it's not worth talking about. You know what I mean? Minnesota's defense is absolutely horrible. But I think I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I said, I want to be real about it. Like, Commanders ain't there. Like, we gotta stop talking about them. I love you, love them. I want to see them do good. I'm rocking with them. I'm rooting for the Commanders. I got my Jonathan Allen jersey. It'll be on next season. I will be having it ready. I'll probably get another jersey, another Jonathan Allen jersey. I'll get the black ones. I like the black ones. Them black jerseys that they got now. That alternate jersey. Yeah, I'll be busting that this year. Rocking it, I should say. I'll be rocking it this year. I have it on. Room hard. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say that. I don't think they would do much better, man. I'm just keeping it a band, bro. I don't think they'll do much better. I don't think so. Not at all. But all right. So yeah, that was an ugly game. It was over from the start. Giants definitely was clearly outmatched. We'll talk about them and all the other teams that lost. Obviously, then we'll get into that Cincinnati Buffalo game was disappointing. I thought it was going to be a shootout with the snow. Not even with the snow. I thought the snow might slow it down a bit, but I still thought it would be a close game. It could come down to the wire. Even though I picked Cincinnati. I didn't think Cincinnati would beat them the way they beat them is what I'm trying to say. I picked Cincinnati to win, but I didn't think they would beat them like that. They handled them. The Bills' offense didn't look good at all. Josh Allen was basically not scrambling around, but he just didn't have it. You know what I mean? Like, there was no, he just didn't have it. And the defense, they just got gassed. Joe Mixon did his thing. What Mixon had? Mixon had 100. He had 105 yards, a touchdown. But I mean, it just looked like they just ball controlled him, and then then they just scored. It just was. They controlled that game. I'm not gonna say it was a thorough beatdown. They didn't beat the brakes off them, but they controlled that game from the start. You never thought Buffalo was gonna ever come back in that game. Not one time.
You know why I didn't trust Josh out in the playoffs? When I looked at that Minnesota, it was the game of the year, that Minnesota Vikings and, saying the Bills, that arguably the game of the year, still the game of the year, and arguably. But it was just a thing, Josh Allen didn't come through. If he would have threw a touchdown, that would have put a stamp, probably the game of the century. But, you know what I'm saying, he didn't come through. Bring me to this game, throwing it was televised passes, throwing incompletes. I mean, where's Stephon Diggs in this game? Where's Davis in this game? Nobody didn't show up. And props to Joe Burrows, you know what I'm saying? Keeping the chains moving, controlling the clock. You know what I'm saying? Put them in situations to get them first down, stand out of penalties. Big props to them for that. Defense coming through.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, like I said, Joe Burrow's climbing up the ranks, man, quarterbacks. He's probably top 10. He might be top 5 right now. You know what I mean? He made it look easy out there the other day. Josh Allen, I think Josh Allen's a good quarterback. They do try too much chunk. It's too much trying to get the chunk plays instead of taking what the defense is giving you. Diggs had 4 for 35. That was it. Like, he could have probably gotten the ball more. He probably didn't want to force him, and I got it. Dawson Knox led him with 5 catches for 65 yards. So you would think if Dawson Knox only had 5, he kind of tried to spread the ball around. But in the playoff game, win or go home, Diggs should have probably got 10 targets, at least. I mean, if he did get 10 targets, he should have had about 10 catches. Maybe he should have had 20 targets. I feel his frustration. He still shouldn't have left. He still shouldn't have left his teammates in the locker room. You know what I mean? As a fan, you don't want to see that. You know what I mean? Like, so as anybody don't want to see it. It's not even just me being a fan, but you don't want to see that from a player you root for. If that guy's on my team walking out like that, it's a bad loss. Obviously, he's the one who experienced it, not the fans. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's disappointing for Buffalo, man. Like, because I had them in the Super Bowl. I had them in the 49ers in the Super Bowl, but then something just told me going into this game, I'm like, Cincinnati's gonna win, man. I like the way Cincinnati looked. You know what I mean? Even though Baltimore could have beat them. Baltimore could and should have beat them last Sunday.
Let's go to that Monday night game, though. Remember in their first possession, right? They went down the field, got the touchdown.
Who's that?
Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, Cincinnati. Yeah, they went down, got the touchdown.
They went down the field, no hesitation, got the touchdown. And then they stopped Buffalo, and Buffalo got a field goal out the situation.
Yeah. And then what happened happened. Yeah.
And what happened. And you know, the thing is, that team have the wide receivers. Unlike some of these other teams don't have. They don't have the Higgins. They don't have the Boyd. I didn't know them until this year because Joe Burrow got sacked so many times. You know, although he was winning. You know what I'm saying?
Gabe Davis had a good year. He was emerging. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't get that many targets. He didn't catch that many balls yesterday either. I mean, you thought Gabe Davis would kind of be that. Let's see. You know, if they're doubling Diggs, you're gonna get the ball to Gabe Davis. You know what I mean? I believe they got Jamison Crowder too still, don't they? What happened to him? Or did he get hurt? I haven't seen him in a while. Dawson Knox is a good tight end. Yeah, I just think they try too much for the chunk plays, the big plays, instead of kind of taking what the defense give, just move the chains. You know, kind of do what Cincinnati did. Make it a 17-14 game, but y'all both moving the ball down on each other. You know? It's going to be interesting to see this game coming up with Kansas City. We'll talk about that more, obviously, Saturday. We'll preview a little bit of it in a couple minutes. But let's get into this Cowboys game. That we just talked about a little bit. Dak. You know, can't get it done when it counts. You know what I'm saying? Can't get it done when it counts.
Like I asked you, is he going to be Danny White or Roger Staubach? And Danny White showed up.
He's definitely not Roger Staubach.
Showed up big time.
He's definitely not Roger Staubach, man. He's not
Roger Staubach because on Monday Night Football, that man looked like Roger Staubach, man.
He lit up the Bucs, but again, the Bucs defense just isn't the same without Shaq Barrett. I mean, you know, the back end hasn't, the secondary hasn't been great all year. Dak took advantage of it, lit them up. San Francisco, you wasn't gonna be able to do that. But those picks was inexcusable. Those picks was inexcusable. That pick, the first pick to Diamador Lenore, like everybody says, I mean, he basically ran the route for I believe it was intended for CeeDee Lamb. He ran the route for him. He threw it right to him. You know what I'm saying? That was a bad throw. And then even the second interception, it should have been picked off by Jimmy Ward. But it ricocheted off his hand, bounced off his hands, and fell right in Fred Warner's hand. So both those picks was like, Dak, what are you doing? If you're going to be a top 10 quarterback, you can't make those kind of mistakes.
I don't think it was Dak Prescott. I think it was Kellen Moore with the play calling, the game plan. Because how on Monday night you able to put the ball down the field, to CD, to Lamb, or get the other wide receivers involved down the field versus, this Sunday, rather, you doing this 5 and out. You put the ball down the field. What, you really scared of the secondary of the 49ers? They really play scared.
Fred Warner was sticking with CeeDee Lamb. 49ers defense is good. They got a good defense, man. I'm not saying they can't be had. I'm not saying you can't take advantage of the secondary and light them up, but Dak couldn't do it. They was putting pressure on him, making wrong reads. I can't put it all on. Maybe it could have been a play calling too by Kellen Moore. It's a collective effort. Everybody, it's not just.
So basically, what you're saying. So what you're saying is more of the credit of the 49ers defense rather than the Dak Prescott's mistakes.
No, the 2 interceptions is on him. The 49ers defense is good, but Dak threw those. They didn't make a good read on the he didn't make a good throw or throw a good pass, and Diamador Lenore just made a good read. That was just straight to him. You had no business throwing either of those passes that were picked off.
So basically, he gave it to him.
If you can say that, sure. He gave up point. And remember, they were going in for points the second interception. Yeah, see, Dak had a horrible game. A lot of this falls on Dak. I'm not saying it doesn't fall on Kellen Moore as well, but again, Tony Pollard goes out. That don't help. Zeke's not the same Zeke. He's not Ohio State Zeke. He's not when he's rookie Zeke. He's not second year Zeke. He's not that Zeke anymore. Zeke's a power back. Maybe in a different system, he might be able to break off and maybe get you 800, maybe 1,000 yards, or maybe more. Maybe he can get you 1,100 and show more where he can average maybe 70, 80 yards a game. But he's not that same. He's not that same back. You know what I mean? As a Cowboys fan, I wouldn't want to see him. I hate to just say something. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to see him back.
You say you want to take a pay cut.
Yeah, let Tony Pollard be the feature. Let's see. You know what I mean? He's not. A lot of people don't think he can be, but let's see if he can. And
if he's gonna be healthy, he hurt.
Yeah, he broke his fibula, but I think he should be back by training camp. He could be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the exact timetable for that. He could be. Never. You know what I mean? So let's obviously wish for him a speedy recovery too. You know what I mean? But Cowboys fans, I ain't crying for you. You know what I mean? I actually thought y'all was gonna win. I thought the Cowboys were gonna win. So Cowboys fans, I was pulling for y'all to get that win. You know what I mean? Because I just thought y'all was gonna get it done. I thought Dak was gonna rise to the occasion, but he didn't. Just like us. Better luck next year, baby. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see you next year. You know what I mean? But listen. Overall, the games were. I'm a football fan. I'm a fan of anything. So we know how we do. We sports fans. So I'm watching. I'm obviously gonna keep it on there. But the fans weren't inspired. The fans weren't. The games, I should say. I'm sorry. The games weren't that interesting, man. You know what I mean? Obviously, you watch it for the Cowboys, 49ers. It's America's team. It's 49ers, 2 dynasty franchises, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Eagles and Giants, 2 bitter rivals. Didn't live up to, it was over with. First quarter was over with.
Well, no rival. That was more like, man, that was more like a bully to a midget.
Yeah, I'm saying the NFC's rivals, bro. The NFC's rivals. So yeah, it was a rivalry. You know what I'm saying? But but obviously, like you said, yeah, Eagles made them look like they demolished them. How about that? Let's just put the beats on them. Giants had no business being on them.
They brought 3 bullies to a midget.
Yeah, it's kind of I wouldn't say the equivalent, but it was close to kind of what happened a couple Monday nights ago with what Georgia did to TCU. You know what I mean? I'll be remiss. We didn't talk about it in the past couple weeks, but congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs. They put the beats on TCU by damn near 60. And from the NCAA, my heart sank a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you got a little like, whoa, this wasn't what you wanted. Not that. You know what I mean? Getting demolished, the rain falling through the roof. Yeah, it was a disaster ratings-wise. You know what I mean? Because as a fan, I was done already. Like, I'm good. I'm done after the first half. I was over with. You know what I mean? Obviously my wife watched it. She's a Georgia fan, so it stayed on there. But again, it could have been 80 had they kept. Could have been 70 or 80 had they kept the starters in. But anyway, that was 2 weeks ago. I just want to give him a shout out.
That just made me mad. That's gonna make me want to root for Alabama's Crimson Tide again, man.
Oh man,
on Nick Saban. But on some real stuff though, right? Nick Saban, he gave up on Purdy though, bro. Purdy, that's messed up, bro. That's messed up. He passed on that man.
Purdy wasn't irrelevant. He got drafted last. Like, it's not like he might say he made a mistake now, but No one's thinking. No one's ever gonna say, yeah, you made a mistake on Brock Purdy because again, he got drafted in. He's the last pick. You know what I mean?
Look, check it out.
Pick.
Mac Jones. Look what Mac Jones doing out there in New England.
Right.
That should tell you something. You gave up on Brock Purdy. This dude, like, if you coached him right, he would took you to a national championship just like what's his name, Bryce Young doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Man. I can't. You can't say that. You can't say that with conviction, man. You
hey, look,
with complete.
And look, it was the Cyclones, right? Here's a hindsight. The Cyclones and Oklahoma played each other. Jalen Hurts versus Purdy.
Yeah, they showed that game.
By 1 point. By one. So they have a rematch. It's the beauty about this playoffs. It's a rematch between Purdy and the Hurts, but in the professional level and in the championship situation.
NFC championship, yep.
I don't know what bowl game it was in college, but you know what I'm saying, the Hurts had beat him by 1 point. Hey, look, I think with
that wasn't a bowl game. They were both in the Big 12. That was just a regular season game, right? They both threw up like they both threw for over 300. I know they threw for over 300 yards, almost 400, both of them. Yeah, they was throwing the ball all over. They was making it. They was dropping them in there. It was making it rain out there. So
yeah. So it's gonna be like you said earlier. It's gonna be the defense. It's on the defense, and it's gonna be on the coach's play calling. I trust Kyle Shanahan more than I trust anybody right now in the NFCs. You know how he was, in the right situation. We would have had about 2 or 3 rings or whatever the case is, but we ain't all be in this situation, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But Kyle Shanahan gonna put them in the right situation for them to go to that Super Bowl.
For sure.
Quarterback.
For sure. Again, I got them getting there. Let's hope they get there and let's hope they win it. But again, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna make my picks for the this weekend's game in the Super Bowl when it happens. But these 2 games depends on Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, we see what we really didn't talk about the Chiefs Jaguars. Chiefs Jaguars was a good game, better game, probably one of the better out of the 4. It was probably the best game. Jaguars kept it close, only lost by 7. Mahomes goes out with an ankle injury. Chad Henne steps in, takes some 98 yards, touchdown. Mahomes comes back. I think he throws 2 more touchdowns. That jump touchdown pass he threw to Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That was nice. He was hobbling out on one leg, still dropping them in. Patrick Mahomes is that guy, man. But these 2, but Mahomes is on. Burrow's 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes, including 1 win last year in the AFC Championship game in Kansas City, which they will be back there this Sunday. Yeah, that should be a good game. I hope both games are classics because to make up for what happened this past weekend. This weekend was I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all. Not at all. As a fan, I wasn't feeling it.
Mahomes had got away with this game. First of all, before I even say more, what a heroic thing that he did Saturday, come back from that injury with that hit and stuff like that, able to come back after. Hey, shout out to Chad Henne too, driving that ball 99 yards down the field while he was in the locker room. And I just want to get that one out the way because without that one, what happens then? Because you need somebody like that. You needed that. You needed that boost while you're in the locker room. You didn't get that. I don't think that he would have played the rest of the game. I think they would have let Chad Henne just play on until they would have scored. But because he got that touchdown, he was like, oh, yeah, he got me in a situation. So let me go ahead, be that, star quarterback, you know what I'm saying?
I think they might have put him back in quicker had Chad Henne not gotten that touchdown. I think he might have been in after that one series. Remember, I think he sat out the rest of the first half. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you know what? You're right, because he was still out there when he scored the touchdown. He was like, okay, let me go ahead because I could trust that. So it was a trust thing. Brilliant, brilliant thing right there. See, this is what we need with our organization. We need trust in our organization.
We need a new owner. That's what we need.
No.
It's gonna be
I don't
Bezos.
care what. Look, check this out. I don't care what owner that you have. You have to have trust. Trust in your. You know what I'm saying? It could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be funny. It could be the Jeff Bezos. If he's the owner, if he's not put you in the situation for you to trust him, for you to trust him, that's why these players be going to other teams because they don't trust them. You're not putting me in a situation to win. You gotta put me in a situation to win. If you don't put me in a situation to win, I'm just here for nothing, just collecting paycheck.
I think they trust Ron Rivera. I think, just to wrap it up on that with our team, I think with the Commanders, I think they trust Ron Rivera. I think he made a mistake putting back in Wentz, starting him back against Cleveland. And the game that they needed, because they just won their last two, they would have been in the playoffs. He shouldn't have went back to Wentz, even though it seems like Heineke hit his ceiling. You know what I mean? Heineke, to me, I mean, if you build around him, I think he can be good, but he might really just be a backup. We'll see on Sam Howell. Sam Howell looked good, but now there's going to be film on him. There's going to be film on him.
I'm glad you brought that up because they should have played it like baseball. You go to the bullpen. You already played Carson Wentz, broke the finger, you know what I'm saying? Heineke got you on the hot street. Okay, he, you know what I'm saying, did a debacle thing in San Francisco, you know, but I personally think that Sam Howell's supposed to start it with the Giants. I kept on reading things like, oh, he's not ready. Oh, he's not polished enough, or this and that. And I'm like, wait a minute, you got Brock Purdy, the 7th rounder playing with the 49ers in a daggone championship. What are you talking about?
But one situation is different from the other, though, bro. You can't make that the same thing to say that. You can't equate that to the same thing. You can't say because
Garoppolo hurt, right?
Yeah, he's hurt.
He's in the right?
Yes.
Then he's the 3rd quarterback.
I know, but what I'm saying is you can't make that. You can't say because they did it that it was cool to do it, that or it would have been the right move to start Sam Howell over Carson Wentz or Taylor Heineke. The way, you know what I mean? It's just I don't.
Why we don't win, bro. This is why we don't. This is why we don't win. And this is why Kyle Shanahan, who was the coach with the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, brother, they had to go to Brock Purdy because the other two quarterbacks got hurt. They didn't have to go to Sam Howell until they were eliminated. It's like, well, let's see what the kids got. You see what I'm saying? They were still in it until the last week of the season. And then they got eliminated and said, all right, let's go to Sam Howell now and see what he's got. I get what you're trying to say. Maybe they should have went to him earlier, but stakes is high. You're trying to make a playoff run. Nobody was going to do that. If the 49ers had at least one of their quarterbacks, either Garoppolo or Trey Lance healthy, Brock Purdy would not be starting right now. It'd be one of those two. They wouldn't have never went to Brock Purdy unless them guys had them guys that not gotten hurt. One of them at least. You know what I'm saying?
And check this out. You don't think the NFL official wasn't looking at that? Wait a minute. Brock Purdy, the 7th rounder, Mr. Irrelevant, playing San Francisco, but you got Sam Howell behind the bench. Whereas Carson Wentz and telling Heineken, you know, he's nickel and diamond. I'm not going to say anything bad about him, but he's nickel and diamond, doing his best to win, gave us 5 wins. Well, you got Sam Howell, who has a release time of 2.0 seconds. Drop the ball on the dime. You mean to tell me you can't start him? You can't start him?
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah, that's exactly what they said. That's exactly what they said. That's exactly what they said.
Wow.
That's what they said, bro. They said you can't start him. I mean, not can you could have, but I'm saying you had Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz. They wasn't gonna go from Taylor Heineke all the way to Sam Howell or Carson Wentz all the way to Sam Howell. Just like again, if Trey Lance got hurt, Jimmy was there, Jimmy's gonna start. It ain't gonna be Brock Purdy. If Jimmy was a starter in the beginning of the season, he got hurt, Trey Lance is up, he don't get hurt, Trey Lance starting the rest of the season, Brock Purdy's not starting. We wouldn't have heard from Brock Purdy, but we are. Brock Purdy's doing his thing. He's making, if he wins the Super Bowl, he's going to make the decision real tough for the 49ers. Maybe not. They might be like, it's okay, thanks for helping us win the Super Bowl. We're going back to Trey Lance because they put a lot of draft capital into him.
Oh, and by the way, you don't think Brock Purdy is like, I'm playing Philadelphia. I was a backup. You know who was a backup with Philadelphia?
Jalen Hurts?
Remember Nick Foles won the Super Bowl with Philadelphia?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, he could switch the narrative. This is why I'm not hating on Brock Purdy at all. I'm rooting for him, but I wish it was Sam Howell in this situation. He showed it against the Cowboys, our division rival. Beat them 26-6. I understand. Well, when you have turnovers, when we had these other quarterbacks, they kick field goals. When he got the turnover, he capitalized it, cashed in on touchdown in his first, start. You know what I'm saying? This is the things that we need. I'm tired of people saying, oh, we need a spark. We got a spark at the end. You lit the last match. You lit the last match at the end of the stick, at the end with the Cowboys game. It's too late. So I hope that they take this one.
Crazy. No, man.
You take this one to the next season, what you did with the Cowboys, and let's dominate.
All right. I got you. All right. That was a wrap up of the playoffs. This weekend's playoffs, the divisional round. Well, obviously, next Monday, we will be having a wrap up of the championship games, and we'll preview the Super Bowl. What else was going on this weekend? What'd you do, bro? You watch some wrestling?
What did I do this weekend? Well, I just basically watched the playoffs game. The playoff game was like that.
If you want to get into Monday Night Raw, what was going on with it? You talked to us about Hulk Hogan coming on for, what is it, the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw or something like that?
Well, I didn't see Hulk Hogan, but I thought it was going to be Hulk Hogan and all these superstars. But what stood out to me on Monday Night Raw, it was two things that stood out to me on Monday Night Raw. First thing first, I want say the Bray Wyatt and the Undertaker meeting face to face. That was some awesome stuff right there. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll know what I'm talking about when I talk about that. Bray Wyatt is a modern day Undertaker. This is something a ship, what you call a homage. It's a homage to him, or whatever the case may be.
Homage.
Yeah, paying homage to him. Yeah. Just paying a little homage, to the Undertaker, whatever the case is. But that was some awesome stuff. Another thing I want to talk about was the trial of Sami Zayn. Look, I seen O.J. Simpson trials, I seen Jody Urish trials, and I seen every type of trials in reality. But what I saw yesterday on Monday Night Raw, I thought I was really in the stands watching a trial. And it was the best segment I ever seen on Monday Night Raw. And I watched Monday Night Raw ever since 1993, which means that was the first time it came on. I'm gonna give y'all a little recap. Paul Heyman was thinking that Sami Zayn, going to try to cross Roman Reigns, trying to take the title, but not knowing Sami Zayn, look here, I'm trying to show y'all that I'm loyal. You know what I'm saying? Because Kevin Owens, who was his best friend, had crossed him 8 years ago at NST when he won the title. So, what I'm saying, I guess it's a character thing, whereas though where I said that he feel lost, so he looking for a place to belong. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So the thing is, long story short, he showed his loyalty to the tribal chief, show his loyalty to the bloodline. Hey, look, if y'all get a chance, look at the recap of it. You'll know what I'm talking about. Watch the 10-minute clip on YouTube and you'll see what I'm talking about. But that was the best segment I ever seen. I seen the Murray segment with Triple H taking Stephanie McMahon from Tess, taking his wife or whatever. I seen that, and I seen Teddy Long wedding where they had Bruce on it, all of them on there. But this was the best segment I ever seen. Oh, by the way, in the barbershop with Shawn Michaels super kick Marty Jannetty through the
yeah, I remember that.
I mean,
I watched wrestling back then. I remember when Triple H took Stephanie McMahon from Edge too. I remember that. That was the whole setup. I remember that.
Yeah. But this is far the best segment I ever seen. And I don't even if WWE could top this one right here, because it seemed like they top it every time with how they script it and everything. And mind you, they was gonna bring the original family, Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans. The Wild Samoans is the twins grandfather, something like that. They family, the Samoan family is deep in the WWE. Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Umaga, The Rock,
there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them. I forgot all the names myself, but I got you.
You know what I'm saying? And there's some younger ones that's right now NST too. So Sami Zayn is like, look, I could join in on this. Look, this dude is like Gary Coleman on Mr. Drummond. I'm trying to tell you, this dude getting in the fit and the win. I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to Sami Zayn, man.
All right. That's a recap of the wrestling from my man Sas. We got Royal Rumble coming up this weekend, right?
Yeah, the Royal Rumble, this Saturday. Don't get me wrong, I think it's about 7:00, 4:00 Central. It's gonna be on Peacock.
Listen, we're gonna get Sas on these things. Sas gonna do them live for y'all. So y'all can do them live with Sas, commentate with Sas. Y'all talk back and forth. Whoever y'all favorite wrestler is, that's the goal, to get it up there one of these days, real soon. Listen, man, everybody's a fan of something. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a fan of wrestling, you like golf, hockey, badminton, whatever. You know what I mean? What's the new thing now? Pickleball, like whatever. Hit us up.
Yeah, pickleball. No, they actually know what the new thing right now, and I'm not participating in, but the slap competition.
Yeah, now that was crazy. You seen that with the dude's face swollen?
Yeah, man. What's wrong with these people, man? Nah,
Dana White's I think he's sponsoring that. He's starting his own little league and all that.
Man,
right?
They need to, yeah, man. Look, they need to put the gloves on these peoples, man, because somebody could have long nails, especially got blood coming. You know what I'm saying? So they need to put some gloves on if they're gonna do something like. I'm not condoning violence. I don't like it. But I'm just saying, if you're going to do some things like that, protect yourself the best way possible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. With that being said, this has been the wrap up. This weekend's playoff games, divisional round. Obviously, we got our show coming up this Saturday, the regular show. Tune in for that. It will be up this weekend. Let me make sure I say that. It will be up this weekend. Tune in for that before the game. It will be up. We got a bunch of topics that we're obviously going to get into our locks. We're basically our picks for this weekend. We'll talk about it then. Sas probably got some more wrestling for us. We'll come up with some off-brand topics. We just recently talked about what planet you want to live on, things like that. Don't forget soon.
Then get a shout out to my peoples. And
you going dark, bro. There you go. You was dark for a second. What the hell is going on? Sas leaving already? Show me it ain't over yet. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me give a shout out to my peoples at Kel's Corner, 508. You know how I do it. I got to show love. I show love because they show love back. You know what I mean? Shout out to my daughter. Praise the Lord to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you too, my brother, for putting me on. You know what I'm saying?
You already know,
Appreciate
bro.
you, bro.
Appreciate you getting on every week. You know what I mean? We trying to do this thing, make this thing right. You know, it's for us, the fans, man. We all fans of something, man. We get to talk our talk. We're going to have y'all talking with us. Fanatical Bansos, Saso, Mizzo. We'll see y'all this weekend. Peace and blessings. One.
That's what I'm talking about.